We're seeing international oil and gas prices surging right now. What is Russia's role in meeting global energy needs?
Thank you so much for having me. Russia is one of the top three oil producers of the world. Um, it is accountable for more than 50% of the gas to the EU. These are only two statistics. The role of Russia in global energy markets is extraordinary. And it is not only confined to energy. Most of the European banks have risk exposure to Russian banks. And that is why they are now thinking twice before moving to further stringent sanctions on them. So the markets are down. Russia alone has lost $25 billion in one day in stock markets. Oil prices have hit 7 years high, once again into the hundreds, which will bring all sorts of problems for the global economy. And given the fallout of the COVID-19 and the recovery phase the global economy was in, I tend to believe that we're going to see a lot of headwinds when we talk about not only Russia, but all the countries of the world, major economies.
So far, international sanctions haven't targeted Russia's energy sector, but if and when they do, what sort of impact might that have on energy prices around the world?
So it's very interesting. There are a lot of moving pieces to this. We are right now, one of the reasons that oil prices were so high without the geopolitical risk premium was that there were impending fears of a supply crunch, and there were fears of a falling spare capacity amongst the OPEC producers. And that is one of the reasons that Biden administration publicly requested OPEC to increase production, but they did not. So the question now is that where is the balance? If the Western powers go for Russia's energy sector, the fallout will come to them as well. Gasoline prices at US pump is already at $3.53, which is highest since 2014, the summer of 2014. And in the upcoming elections, Biden can't afford these prices for a long time. And I believe so. The only next step of sanctions that they could step towards is they can ban Russia from SWIFT, which is the international banking system. However, it will have all sorts of effect on the banks in European countries that have exposure to risk, or that the banks to whom Russia owns money. So it's not as easy as we say. There are a lot of moving pieces, and I don't think they're going to go for the energy sector at all. The most they can do is go for the SWIFT, for the banking regulations, but it will have a lot of long-term consequences for the rest of the world as well.
Okay, Osama Rizvi from Primary Vision, thank you again for joining us on TRT World. We appreciate it.